Welcome to another episode of Prioritize. They accomplish while you drown in lists. It's difficult to juggle your responsibilities. Husband, father, brother. It goes on, but your energy doesn't.
You pondering what I'm pondering?
Prioritize what's right for you, not what's left behind. This is Prioritize with Toby Baker.
You'll have to speak up. I'm wearing a towel.
Greetings, gentlemen and ladies. This is Prioritize. Here we discuss prioritizing faith, family, relationships, and more. I'm your crazy, wide, formerly fat host, the Baker Boy himself. Welcome to the show. Glad you're listening. Glad you're taking a little time here with us. Today we're going to talk about prioritizing rest. Have you heard of this thing? It seems like a new concept to me because all my life, all I've heard about is how busy people are, right? Oh man, so busy. So busy. Which I don't even have time to stop and talk. I don't have time for a podcast. What, are you kidding me? We're just going to podcast it. I can't do podcasts today. I don't even have time to listen to you podcasts about what you're going to podcast. Can't do it. I'm so busy. I've heard this from a variety of different people. And, if I'm not talking about you, then guess what? I'm not calling you out. In fact, I'm not even calling people out on this. I do, however, believe that some people wear this as a badge of honor. Look at how busy I am. I am an important person, and you're not, because you're not saying how busy you are. But let me tell you how busy I am. I get up early in the morning. I got my devotionals done. I got my meditation done. I'm doing my 3-point hot person yoga. Is it hot person yoga? It's not hot person yoga. It's just nope, it's yoga. They do the hot, what do they do with, they turn it up. Okay. So we turn up the temperature in the yoga to get us real sweaty, and then we got to hit the shower. No, we don't hit the showers. Then we go to the steam room. Then we don't hit the hot tub. And then we go to okay, sorry, I get my things right. I am, new to it. Okay. Then that's after the workout. For an hour and a half work every day? They're not doing this okay. Well, every day. Then after the workout, then they put they get the makeup on or the hair done properly. Then they're out the door on the way to the office doing a thing or on the way to their respective places of work. And then after that, they got a couple hundred things to do with in amongst and between their friends, relatives, neighbors, strangers, kids, spouse, the house, the dinner, the after dinner, the coffee, you name it. Boom. There it is, right? Look at how busy I am. I'm working on this. I got this article. I got this podcast. I got this blog. I got 5 different social media networks I got to keep up with. I got to keep my boss happy. Got to keep my spouse happy. Got to keep my kids happy. Because if they ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. You heard this before? If the wife ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. Is that what we're really striving for? We just want to be happy. Is that the end-all be-all? Is that the goal today? Really wasn't going to talk about that, so I guess we maybe can hit that on another podcast, but my goodness. I'm trying to think of how long ago it was that I started seeing this trend that you just got to be busy. That way you can show people how important you are, because if they don't see you as important, then my goodness, where is your identity? You got to look important in the eyes of complete strangers who are just simply asking, so how you been? Oh, busy, man. I tell you, we're so busy. We got stuff. We're busy. We're busy. You could even make like a whole skit just saying the word busy. You busy? Oh, man, busy. Heard somebody once tell me that busy is nothing more than an acronym telling you that they are buried under Satan's yoke. Yeah, because after you get that thing done that's on your list, something else fills it right back up, doesn't it? The productive people, the list people, we got the list. We're going to get the list. But I can't get the whole list done, because then what do we do when there's no list? What do we do with ourselves? Am I still me if I don't have a list? Who am I in the mirror? I'm looking back to this person, doesn't have a list. Of course we're still people. Weren't we people before we had lists? Like when we were kids, what was on our list of to-do things? I got to play with my cars, and then when I'm done with that, I'm going to play with my trucks. At some point, someone's going to feed me, but directly after that, I'm going to go back to playing with my cars and my trucks. Or my G.I. Joe. Oh, man, you remember the G.I. Joe figures? When the last time you took time out to go look in your toy trunk? Do you have a toy trunk? Maybe you don't have a toy trunk. Maybe I'm talking to nobody and nobody's listening. And that's okay. I'll just talk to myself. We used to have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles when I was a kid, and I loved playing with those things. I thought they were awesome. I held on to them, and we had this. I had 2 cases. Do you remember the carrying cases for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? I had all 4 of the Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is from the original 80s, okay? So let's reserve your hatred. These weren't just purchased at the local department store a few months ago during the COVID pandemic. Let's step back. Step back from the speaker. Put the phone down. You don't have to yell at me, okay? This is Authentic Tobe. We're Authentic Tobe time, okay? We're getting some Tobe time in with the authenticity. So I had these 2 cases filled with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Bebop and Rocksteady, and I had Shredder, and I had one of the Foot Clan, and I had something else in there. There were the weapons and the tools. Shredder. I had him, and then Splinter. And I just made stuff up, man. You had this thing. You had to use, what was it called? Imagination back then. I didn't have the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, PS2. Didn't have none of those. I didn't have a PS1. It was several years before my folks got me for Christmas the Nintendo Entertainment System. Then, and they would say then, back then they would say, now you're playing with power. Oh, and they were right, too. I mean, Super Mario Brothers, come on now. Duck Hunt, holla if you hear me, right? Meteor, what was the one with the M? And you played the Meteor, something with an M. Legend of Zelda, raise your glasses, everybody. Come on now. We can do a Rocky Patel to that, right? We can break out the Monte Crystals when it comes to the Mike Tyson Punch-Out. Yes? Uh-huh. I think so. Oh, man, I love playing those. So I had these action figures, and we would, how many be me? It'll be me and my brother. And you had to be a part of the special club. My sister was not part of the special club, and thus she was not permitted to play with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This was a real thing, folks, okay, because these were coveted, these were legendary, these were treasures. And where you store your treasure, there will your heart be also. And it was there with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I also had Muscle Men. Do you remember the Muscle Men? If you're not in your 40s, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. And that's okay. I will permit your elders, your parents, your youth pastor, your principal, your teachers to school you on the Muscle Men. And there was an Army League, too. I'm trying to remember what the name of the Army League was. I had some of those. Guts. They were called Guts. That's what they were. They were called Guts. You had to have Guts. And if you didn't have Guts, you were on the outskirts, man. You might as well have been playing with the knockoff Star Wars action figures because you just weren't cool. You weren't hip, and you were not allowed to be a part of my club. Today, none of that's true. I might permit some of you to be a part of my club. It depends on how well your hair is and what kind of mousse that you use in your hair. Or pomade. Nobody uses mousse anymore. Well, some people use mousse. If you're a classic person, you probably break out the mousse. And you would be welcome into my club. Here's a chair. Pull up. Have a seat. Can I get you some espresso? So I want to talk about prioritizing rest, man. When you break out some of those nostalgic toys, when you break out the Nintendo Entertainment System, it's a little bit of rest, isn't it? I believe in today's age, after talking with so many different people, man, just in the past couple of weeks. And hey, by the way, I really appreciate your emails, your messages, albeit short or elongated. I don't care. I read each and every one of them. I respond to each and every one of them. It may not be that particular day. And if you don't get it, please don't hate on me. There's just, something I gotta prioritize my time. I, like you, only have the 24 hours in a day, and 6 of those got to be reserved for rest, and then some of the time is for the family, the rest is for work, and some for play. So keep them coming. Send them over to me at tobybaker.life. If I can be of service to you, you got questions about life, about rest, about stuff, I'm welcome them all, and I'm happy to be of service. So thanks for sending those in. Keep them coming. When you take some rest out, when you break out the Nintendo Entertainment System, your body begins to rejuvenate just a little bit. When you take some time, you shut everything off and you sit down and just close your eyes. If you've been overstressing for the past year, you're probably going to go right to sleep. And you know what? That's okay. That's good for your body. It's good for your mind, your soul, your strength. You operate better when you are better rested. I was having lunch with a friend of mine just today. Yes, believe it or not, the baker by himself has a friend. Not many, and I really have to limit my time with him because I can't afford to pay him what he's charging me to be my friend. So I may have to renegotiate that. In any case, we're talking, and he's just exhausted. He is just exhausted after a year like 2020, and we've all had years like 2020. Maybe not to the extent that 2020 was 2020, but let's face it, that was an exhausting year. You had a lot of stress, you had a lot of anger, you had to fence through a lot of things just to find some peace of mind. Am I right on this? Am I wrong on this? When you think about we're here, right? If you're listening to this, it means you're still alive. You lived through it. You lived to fight another day. And sometimes you got to put down the katana blade and pick up some flaming hot Cheetos and just sit down and enjoy just for a few moments, okay? Let your mind be for a second. If all I'm doing is holding out 10-pound weights all day long, I will have nothing left. And it's not going to take long, okay? Tob's not, super muscular guy. It's not going to take long before I just can't hold those out any longer. And I'm telling you, if you've been holding on to those weights, set them down for a little bit. Give your muscles some time to rejuvenate. Get some rest tonight. He's sitting there talking to me. He's like, okay, my mom is flipping out. I'm trying to help out Mom. I'm trying to keep up with the business. I'm trying to keep up with the family. He's spinning so many plates right now. And we talked like, dude, you got to get some rest. You have got to take some time for you. Otherwise, you'll be no good to anyone else. And neither will you. If you're listening to this and you've been spinning so many plates for so long, you're just trying to keep them up in the air, and you're going to have to let some of them go. And when you finally do, and you realize you're not dead, and you're still surviving, you're still there, you're going to feel a lot better. Somehow we get it into our mind that if I'm not spinning this plate, if I'm not doing this thing, if I don't have that task on my list, and somehow I'm not me, I'm not important enough, other people are going to see that. I've asked a few people who were telling me just how busy they were. Like, hey, man, what were you doing? What big project? What big thing did you walk away from last year that you're like, yeah, that was a good thing on my to-do list? And they don't really have much of an answer because they're living, the best way to put this, I don't know, they're living their life day by day so long, they can't remember what was on their list of to-dos last week. They just felt like they got to get it done, got to be able to cross it off the list again. Take half those things off your list. Are you still you? Guys, we have to stop doing to try to impress other people. That is so 2020, 2019, 2018. Let it fall off the list. Start prioritizing the tasks. In fact, look at your calendar. If you were to break down your calendar hour by hour, if you set aside a good 6 or 7 hours, I know already. What? How are you going to get 7 hours of rest with everything on list? Take some of them things off your to-do list. Trust me, they're not nearly as important as you think that they are. And believe me when I say this, the world will go on. I think I've gotten it into my mind so deeply that if I didn't accomplish these things, that somehow the whole world is going to fall apart. And that was until I realized that after I didn't accomplish those things, my world still kept on going. So did my wife's, so did my kids. And I had to realize that the only person who was uber stressed about it, who really, really cared about getting that thing done, that was just me. It was just me. And I had to step back and think, I was the only person who cared. Right now, I've been working on this. I have this really cool Coca-Cola cooler. It's mammoth. It takes 2 people to lift it. And that's not just because I'm a weakling. I'm serious. This thing has some weight to it, okay? I mean, it's bigger than Brad's mom. That's all I'm going to say. This is a beast, okay? This is a beast. We've moved it into the garage, out of the garage, into the garage, out of the garage. I got a buddy of mine who was out over a house, and he was into the basement. He was cleaning out the basement. He looks at this Coke cooler, and he's like, he shoots me a message with a picture. Hey, Tobe, you still into Coke? I'm not really all that into Coke nearly as much as I was, but this is an antique cooler. It's a refrigerator is what it is. It's not just a cooler. This is a refrigerator. It's got a compressor. It has refrigerant. It's got piping. It's got electrical cable to it. This thing is a beast. So he shoots me a message, says, hey, do you still get in this? You want this? I'm looking at that like, man, that looks super cool. Yeah. The idea is, he dropped it off at a house a few months ago. It has not been in my list of priorities up until just recently, and I began looking at this like I have to get this finished before the party. We're having a big shindig for our youngest son, just graduated. He walked the stage, shot out a podcast about that. It was very emotional for both Joyce and I. Still working through that, and we're going to be working through that for a while. Just because it takes me a while. I got to work through my feelings. I'm sorry. It takes me a while to work through this kind of stuff. Anyway, very emotional. And I have this Coke cooler that's been sitting in the garage for a couple of months now, and I'm looking at this. I have to get this done. Now, what did I have to do? Nothing. I didn't have to do anything. You know who was super concerned about this cooler? Toby and me and myself and I. Those are my three pronouns, by the way. The baker boy himself. Yep. We were all concerned about it. Was my wife? No, not really. It did not make, it's not going to make the party. It's not going to break the party. You know what's going to make or break the party? People showing up and my son having a good time and enjoying it and realizing that he's loved, he's honored, he is valued, and that this was a big threshold to cross. Why is graduation a big threshold to cross? Because there are several who don't make it. I won't get into the reasons, but I keep learning from various people with whom I am close and in friendship to, not just proximity, that they have students who did not make it to graduation. This is, it's a milestone. It's something that we look at and we can celebrate. And we can lift up our son and we can honor him and say, hey, you did it, man. You did it. You did it with good grades. Were you valedictorian? Nope. Ain't got to be valedictorian or salutatorian in order to graduate and be honored. You got good grades. You crossed the threshold. You finished this chapter. We can, you put the stamp of approval on it, boom, and then we move on to the next. You should celebrate those things that are valued, that means something to you, right? Don't just check it off the list and then move on. Take a moment, celebrate it, all right? Don't just check it off the list or delete it from the to-dos. Okay, we got him celebrated. Time to get him all set up for college. We get him off to college. Okay, he's in college. Now we got to get him graduated from college. There's people who all their life, all they're looking at is the next thing, and they never look at the present. They never celebrate the present, the here and the now. I know. I was one of them people. I'm like, okay, I'm in kindergarten. I've got to look kindergarten. I've got to graduate. I'm going to move into elementary school, junior high. Can't wait till I get to high school. I'm in high school. Can't wait till I get to become a senior. Senior year is where it's at, man. Senior, you're going to look at senior, going to dominate senior year, baby. And then we move to a new school. Crap! I am in new school again. Got to make new friends. Oh, this is not good. So now I'm in senior year. Can't wait to graduate. Oh, I'm so done with high school. Going to graduate. They're going to move on to college. Okay, now graduating. I'm in college. At college, can't wait to graduate. Can't wait to get in the workforce and start making that money, baby. Then I graduated college, move into the workforce. Is this all it is? Is that all there is? I've gone way off the trains. What was I? I was talking about rest. I'll get back to it, I promise. Yeah, now we're in the workforce. And did we celebrate the milestones, people? Prioritizers? You take a moment. You breathe in. We celebrate. You looked at the ground. You fertilized the ground. You got your garden growing. Take a moment, fellas. Take a moment. Step back. We're going to celebrate this. You started a new business. You made your first sale. Frame the dollar bill. Raise a glass. All right? Grab a Monte Cristo. Grab some bourbon. Raise a glass. We did it. Let's celebrate. Yeah, that's okay. It's okay to take a moment. You planted a garden. You planted a field. You fixed up your landscaping. You take a moment, take a picture of it, take a picture with the whole family, get the whole family involved, do this together. We just did a podcast on building something together. We just built a table. It took me forever, to actually make that a priority. But once I did, man, it was such a good feeling to build the table with the family. We were doing it together. We were side by side together, building something, doing something, being a family. You know those times when you gather around the dining room table at Thanksgiving and it's fleeting because things have happened in the year. You've lost relatives. They got sick. They passed on. They moved on. They didn't come back. There's some kind of family skirmish. My wife and I, we hosted several dinners, and I look back on those dinners so fondly because my grandpa Wright, he's not with us anymore. So we would host, from the very beginning. When did we? Okay, it was in April, and it was several years back. And I kept telling Mom, "Hey, do you want to bring your china over? We're good. Let's not. I don't want to do the paper plates and the styrofoam plates. And this is a family event. We started with Thanksgiving dinner. That's what it was. We started hosting Thanksgiving dinner. I don't know, something like 5 or 6 years ago, just right here at the home. No, actually, we started at different centers in the larger areas so that people could stretch out and people could go play, and it's very nice. And we wound up just having it at the house in our home. And what I just loved getting the family together, because it didn't happen every single day. It didn't happen every single month. We started in November, and then December it was just our close family, just the wife and the kids and I really relish that, because I know even today it is incredibly difficult to get everybody together. Why? Because everyone has schedules. Why is that? Because people grow up, and my part of my job of being a father is to get my boys ready for manhood. And what does manhood mean? You got to start working. You got to start, you start being an adult. Adulting ain't easy, bro. And raising adults ain't easy, bro. So November bled into March, April, where we had Easter Sunday dinner, and then we had Mother's Day dinner, and then we had Father's Day dinner, and I don't think we got back together until November. It might have been Memorial Day weekend. Yeah, that's May. So Labor Day weekend, and I loved getting them together and cooking food and making food. Everybody brought stuff, right? Nobody was coming in empty-handed. We all were a part of the meal. We were a part of the dinner. We were a part of the dining room table. The dining room table on which we would have these meals in my own home meant a great deal to us, because this was a dining room table that was in my grandmother's house from Hudson, Michigan. And I remember so many times, just every Thanksgiving dinner, we're there. We're gathered around it. Of course, I was at the kiddie table, so I would look on the big table from afar. Someday I'll be there. And then we would return around Christmas, and we'd celebrate Christmas together as a family. Grandpa isn't with us anymore. He's gone. He's gone. He's gone into that next place, man. He's up there fishing with Peter and several of the apostles, and he's walking on water with Jesus, and he's just not with us anymore. And it sucks, but that's part of life, right? So we prioritized those times, because I knew there would be a time where we didn't have them anymore. I know there's going to be a time where we can't get all of our boys together at the same point in time, because they have families and they have schedules, and that's what we raised them to be and to do, is that we were fruitful, we multiplied, and we did our part to fill the earth. So we would take those times to celebrate, and we would relax, and we would rest in that. There was rest in coming together. When you take your shoes off and you walk around your lawn after mowing the lawn and manicuring the lawn and weed eating the lawn and making sure that it looks good, when you turn back and you step away and you've blown off the patio, so there's no shrub on the patio, there's no dead grass on the sidewalk, all that has been trimmed and carefully manicured, and you You walk around in the bare feet, just you and the earth, and you breathe in a moment and you, okay, this is good. All right, I didn't just check it off the list. You look back and say, hey, this is good stuff. When you prepare lasagna, oh, now we're talking, right? Good. See. I know there's two different languages, and neither one of those are Italian. I get it. Sorry, l'ora di mangiare. How's that? Is that better? Huh? Can you forgive me now? Can we move on? Thank you very much. When you spend 2 hours making a meal, you don't just want to throw that on a paper plate. Here you go, kids. Enjoy. No. We bring the family around, right? You put that on the good china. We're going to sit down. We're going to enjoy this beautiful meal that we put some time into. We're going to celebrate together. We're going to talk about each other's day. We're going to take a moment to rest in that. Have you done that lately? Or have your meals been on the go, in the car, in front of the computer, trying to multitask, which has been disproved so many times? It's ridiculous. You are splitting your brain and your focus amidst so many things. It's not so good. Not so good for you. Can we prioritize resting just a little bit, gang? Can we let go of our guard and our pride and let that fall and realize that we are probably the most concerned about these tasks on our to-do lists, and maybe not so many other people are as concerned as this? Folks, we bring a lot of stuff onto our own shoulders. And I want to encourage you, drop it. Drop some of it. Drop the 2 weights that you're holding out. I know they're only 2-pound weights or 1-pound weights. Drop the weights. Let your shoulders rest a little bit. Look at your to-do list. All right? Let's prioritize just 3 of those. Let's look at your calendar. You're going to mark off 6 to 7 hours for just for resting, for sleeping. That's for sleeping, okay? We're going to get some sleep now. Look at your calendar and look at your to-do list. What can you actually get done within your calendar from your to-do list? What are the things that are most important to you? What are the things that are not necessarily urgent, but are most important? If you had to rate them from 1 to 20, and then let's cut that down in half, 1 to 10, and then let's cut that down to 8, and then maybe 5. Could we do 5? And then if you honestly want to get the others done, put them on a someday list. Not Sunday as in Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but a someday list. Let's try a SOME day list. And let's keep that down. Let's not, do pages upon pages upon pages, or have line upon line in your Evernote or in your Apple Note, or whatever the case might be. Let's keep that down. Okay? I don't want this thing to explode and then you still wind up with post-it notes everywhere, yellow tab notes everywhere, and you're still pulling all this stress on top, because the whole idea is we're going to rest. We're going to get a 5-2 rhythm. Some say a 5-2, others say a 6-1, which is fine. It can't just be a 7-0. What do I mean? You work for 5 days, you play for 1 day, you rest for 1 day. You work and play for 6 days, you rest for 1 day. What can you do on that day of rest? Something that's not going to be, stressing you out. Maybe you go play in the garden. If you want to plant some tomatoes, green bell peppers, do a salsa garden, you walk around in your bare feet in your garden. You plant some flowers. Do something lovely. Go play in the pool. Go on a date with your spouse, or with your fiance, or with your boyfriend or girlfriend. Take time away. Oh, I can't do that. I got to get stuff done. You don't realize there's been multiple studies done, gang. It's not just some crazy white fat man in a chair with really good hair talking to you about, hey, you really need to take some rest. Statistically, scientifically proven, when you are well rested, you think better. When you think better, you can put more of that thought towards your particular energetic effort, your work or your play. I got no energy left at the end of the week. Well, that's a problem, don't you think? Okay, let me change that phraseology. Do you want to change that? I'm just going to let that sit for a moment. You can press pause and think about it. If none of this applies to you, gang, that's great. I'm glad you're in the place where you are. But I've had too many people talk to me about how tired they are, how sick and tired of being sick and tired they are. And they don't do anything about their tasks and their schedule, and they're not shaving it off. And I'm not trying to shame you. I'm trying to set you up for success. I want you to look at your task list and ask yourself, what is the most important thing on here? What are the two most important things on here? You can't have a 20-item list and all of them are rated as uber urgent, uber emergency. They're all listed as number one on your top, 10 list. I got to get them all done. Got to get them all done right now. Then none of them are most important. Does this make sense? It's like saying what does Arnold Schwarzenegger say in the Christmas movie Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sinbad and Phil Hartman? I want to say Rita Wilson's in there. It also had Jim Belushi, right? Wasn't Jim in there? So a lot of good actors, a lot of good comedy. Anyway, he's there. Don't forget, they're my number one customer to everybody, right? So a lot of fakiness there, but telling everyone you're the number one customer. Well, if they're all number one, then none of them are number one customer. If all those things on your to-do list are number one, important, urgent, then none of them are. So let's prioritize on our list here. And the whole reason for that is let's get some rest, guys. We have all been through just a hectic year. And if you're still here, you're still standing, good for you. Folks, I just want you to know that I'm here with you. I'm here for you. I'm at your service. All right. I'm not necessarily at your beck and call. I got a wife and a family as well. But I am here to serve. And I'm trying to help you in prioritizing this thing called rest. And I'm not going to force it on you. I mean, if rest is not important to you, then it's never going to get done. But if those things on your to-do list are important to you, then the best way by which you will accomplish those is by getting yourself a little bit of rest.